Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Halima Lawa, and I'll be talking about system development lifecycle under system development and procurement. Now, system development is the process of defining, designing, testing, and implementing a new software application or a program. While system procurement or purchasing system allows an organization to automate the process of purchasing goods and services and maintaining inventory. Now, it helps to manage all procurement-related processes like sending purchase requisitions, generating purchase order, reviewing invoices, and the likes. Now, system development lifecycle is essentially a project management model, and it has 7 stages, right? And the first one is planning, the planning stage. Now, here the developer plans for the upcoming project, and he also does a feasibility study. Okay, so the next one is analysis stages, which includes gathering all the specific details required for a new system. The next one is the design stage, and this is where it works on the interface, the network requirements, and the database. Now the next one is development stage. I think that's like the fourth one, and it is the part where the developer writes the code and build the application according to the design. Now the following one is the testing stage. So the developer basically tests the written codes and everything just to be sure that there are no bugs in it. Now the second to the last is the implementation stage. So the information system will be integrated into its environment and installed. So now the final one is maintenance. They need to, after all the after the project has been developed and everything, they need to be maintaining it over and over again, and that will be the end of system development life cycle.
My name is Okikiolu Eniola Glory, and I'll be talking about software development strategies. Software are sets of instructions that tells a computer what to do and how to go about an activity. Software can be divided into system software and application software. Now, since I'm talking about software development strategies, these are processes of designing methods and ways of dividing software development into strategic stages and smaller sequential processes. There are various types of strategies for software development, but I'll be talking about the recent ones and the ones that are mostly used by organizations. We all know that software development is not an easy activity, and most times it is found in unstable environments. So the first strategy I'll be talking about is the agile software development. It is a software development strategy that is always released in iterations. It is used to design a disciplined management process. We also have extreme programming, which is also known as XP methodology. Now, this is mainly used for creating software in an unstable environment. When creating software, it's not always in a stable environment, and most times extreme methodology is the best kind of software development strategy to use in such situation. We also have waterfall. This model is to clarify the software development process in a linear.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Hafiz Olamileko, the matric number 180 20 30 06. Strategy selection. Why the organization select a particular strategy over another for a particular project? First, the choice of strategy or development approach depends heavily on the type of project. For example, a waterfall method will work well when the requirements are clear, stable, and easy to define. And when business needs are changing rapidly, lengthy projects based on waterfall method will fail. Another reason why organizations select a particular strategy is organizational culture. Organizational culture is also an important element. The clarity of requirements can also affect the choice. An iterative method will be suitable for projects in which requirements can be launched in discrete phases. Why some business managers still make use of waterfall is because of the logical and the familiar structure. While some believe agile methods need more discipline, not less, especially for larger projects.
Good day, sir. My name is Adeonjo Adeyemi. So under the software development and procurement, I'm talking about the concept of an organization option to either build a software or buy it or outsource it to a third party. So talking about the organization option to build a software, I'm talking about the pros and cons. Now, talking about the pros now, one of the pros of an organization building a software is they can actually fine-tune it to fit into their unique features and implement it to fit into their taste. Now, talking about the cons, it is actually very hard to maintain, and it is actually very hard to run. Not just hard, it is also very expensive to run. Talking about the organization option to buy a software, I will talk about the pros and cons first too. Now, the pros is that it is very easy to implement. Why? Because you are working with a third-party library or software. So this makes it very easy for you to implement by reading their documentation. And also, this third-party vendor actually uses the best practices in the industry. Talking about the cons, an organization that is very key on customization might not want to go for this option. Why? Because most of this third-party library and software actually doesn't fit most of the organization option, and it doesn't fit into their requirements overall. So that's one of the cons of it. Now, the buying option has a
Good day, my name is Jessica Chukwumba. I'm here to talk about the human element and how it affects systems development and procurement. Now, this happens in organizations due to the lack of communication between departments and business units. For instance, the IT guy might not understand what the finance department is talking about when they're talking about account-related details. And likewise, human resources might not understand what the IT guy is talking about when he's talking about technology-based things like databases or whatever. So these inconsistencies in the communication of the company lead to the general hindrance of the company's day-to-day activities and leads to a break in the operational line. So I believe that I've been able to convince you that the human element does affect systems development and procurement, in that it involves the coming together of two or more departments in the business, and that leads to communication issues arising here and there. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.